Hello everybody, what is up, and welcome back to another episode of ExoCraft Season 1. Today is episode 14, and in the last episode we exploded a bit more off of our mountains and finalised the design for the island base. Now this episode I have a few plans in terms of the Guardian farm, which I would really like to make some progress on and hopefully finish either this episode or next. Now there's also a few things I want to quickly talk about before we get into this episode. I'm not sure if this episode is going to be out late. It could be, but at this point I'm not entirely sure. I am still recording it as of Friday morning. Now earlier in the week my PC exploded. Well, it didn't explode, but one of the parts overheated and caught fire. So we had to order some new parts, and although they have now arrived, it is quite late in the week and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this video up for my normal Saturday morning schedule. And if this episode is out late, I'm sorry about that. I don't know if it will be. We will have to see. Anyway, today, as I said, we're going to be working on the Guardian farm, and the first thing I want to work on is the collection system. So as the Guardians get pushed down here, they go into this drop chute here. And I wanted to figure out how far exactly we need to drop them to kill them. So, I missed. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just want to place that back as I fall. Yes. Okay. Cool. So, I want to work out how far we need to drop them to leave them on 1 heart. And here in my creative test world, I've set up the same thing, and as you can see, it is a 30 block drop to leave them on 1 hit, and then we're going to drop them another 4 or 5 blocks to kill them and pick up the drops with a hopper if we want to turn it onto automatic mode. So now that we are back on ExoCraft, let's grab out some blocks. We can use these here and see how far this is. And the answer is 22 blocks. So we now need to dig down another 8 blocks. And now we are going to need to dig out this space inside of our Guardian farm to build the killing area and maybe an enchanting setup and some storage. So I'm going to grab my beacon from over here and we'll take it on over there. Now then, what we want so that we can kill the Guardians without them being able to shoot us is we are going to want 2 trapdoors here, and then we are going to want them to be powered there and there so that they flip up, and then we're going to put some blocks here and we're going to do that. So if we now clear out a tiny bit more space, I'm just going to block that off with some stone for now. So if we grab out, let's say, some redstone blocks for now and just put them there and there, that is what we're going to want. The Guardians will come and land here and we can 1-hit kill them without them being able to hit us. And there we are. So I've made a bit of progress clearing out some space here under the farm. However, for the design of the actual room, I would like to use terracotta. So I have taken the top level of the beacon and of course the beacon itself, and I am going to go and find a mesa biome and grab some terracotta. And there we are now back home, and we've got a box and a half of undyed terracotta, and I also managed to grab a little bit of yellow while I was there. I think, will be using cyan in our Guardian farm, but it's nice to have a bit extra so that we can save it for later. Anyway, now we are going to jump into a creative world, and I will show you the design that I put together for the interior of our Guardian farm. And here is what we have got. So at the front here is where the Guardians will fall down and we will kill them. And then we've got some enchanting off to the side with some lapis storage, some anvils and some grindstones, and an ender chest. And then for the floor I wanted to use glass, so I put some cyan concrete below that, and then this is cyan terracotta. Through here is where we would have some storage for all of the items in some barrels. And then I want to do something a bit more interesting with the portals, so I've put this design together with obviously the hole in the middle so that we can go through to the storage. And then in the ceiling we've got glass again, which would go through to the ocean. And I really like what I did with the lanterns here, with them hanging down at different heights. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, we need to gather up some resources and then we will put this together in our survival world. There we are, isn't that a beautiful looking shulker box? That should be all of the stuff we need to build this place up. So I'm just ripping out the beacon for now. I don't think this will be enough space, so we might have to clear it back a bit more. But I am going to lay out the size of the room using our cyan terracotta. Alright, so this is the rough layout of the room. We'll have our killing chamber here, and then we'll have anvils here and enchanting over here. The portal will be right along there, with the storage through that way. And then, I'm not sure if we'll actually get onto that today, we'll see if we have time. And then this is the layer where the glass will be, and down here is where we'll have the cyan terracotta. And then as far as height goes, we have one layer of terracotta, then, and then we have the chiseled quartz, then two of smooth quartz, then one of terracotta, then stairs, then terracotta, then stairs, and then above this we will have our layer of glass on the ocean floor. And I think I'm going to probably lay out the roof first to make things a little bit easier when we're working inside of here. So I'm going to get on with that and I will be right back with you guys once I've done it. Alright, here is what we've got. So I've set up the killing chamber, a wall back here, and I've put the ceiling in place. I've also put the portals in. I haven't lit them yet. We will do that a bit later. And before, what we were previously planning to do was to put cyan concrete beneath some glass here to make the floor. However, I've gone back on that, and what I've decided to do is I actually want to use cyan concrete powder, which is a bit annoying given that I turned all of this into concrete. But I think it'll be worth it because I do think it looks quite a lot cooler. And I messed around with it in creative, and yeah, I think it'll be better. So I have got a bit of gravel here that we actually got when mining up the ocean floor to put this in. So I am going to jump back, grab some sand, and we will make some cyan concrete powder. Yeah, there we are. I think that looks better. I do think that looks better. You can't really see it at the moment because we don't have the lanterns hanging down yet. But once that's all lit up, we'll just do that for now. Yeah, once that's all lit up, I think that will look a lot better. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is just put in all of the walls around here. And then we will need to do the enchanting rooms on either side. And there we are, all of those walls are in. That is looking pretty cool. And next, I think we are going to put those side rooms in. Well, as it turns out, bookshelves are actually quite expensive. I didn't realise quite how expensive, because I'm dumb. Yeah, I tried to do it and ran out of bookshelves very quickly. Each of these bookshelves requires 3 leather, so to make the entire room requires a lot of leather. I've tried using these looms to look like empty bookshelves I've put oak behind it and stuff. I've tried to find ways to make it cheaper. Now where I had that scaffolding is where I am now going to put a few anvils. I still don't have much iron at the moment. We need 2 more. So I do want to try and set up an iron farm, maybe even next episode. Those are now in. Yeah, it's looking alright. I'd like to try and swap out those for bookshelves, maybe even that top row there for bookshelves, but it's looking alright. The issue is I do not have anywhere near enough bookshelves to do the bottom of this side where we will have an enchanting table. So that will probably have to wait a little bit. I might see if I can get my hands on a bit more of that. I have lit these portals here. I was a bit of a dirt and I had that a block higher. Turns out, obviously, you can't have a 2x2 portal. I wouldn't say that looks quite as good. It still looks alright, but it doesn't look quite as good. Anyway, at the moment, this links up to our portal by our base here. As you can see, if we go back through here, if you go back through here, this will take us into our base. So let's quickly just sleep the night away. So we are going to grab some obsidian, and where is the... Oh, I left the obsidian over there. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so now that we are back over here, we may as well take the coordinates of this portal while we're here. Should be, yeah, some obsidian in here. So we want the exact coordinates of this portal. I'm just going to screenshot it as I go in. There we go. Okay, and then we will divide those coordinates by 8, in the nether, and build a portal over here. And hopefully they link up. So, if I have done everything correctly, a bit risky out here, but if I've done everything correctly, this should link up to our portal. Yes! Nice. And let's see if it links back up again. Hopefully. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So we now have a much quicker way to get to our farm. Unfortunately, yeah, I do not like that. That is a bit risky. I'm going to build a little platform around this. Okay, cool. That is nice. So I've just listened back to a few of those clips, and I'm really sorry if I killed all of your ears, because my game sounds were up incredibly high. I have now turned them down a bit. Hopefully that is a bit better now. So just before we end off today, I am going to put in a little bit of redstone. I would like to ask you guys a quick question. For now, should we use cyan terracotta? Yeah, let's use cyan terracotta. So there's a quick question I want to ask you guys, so I'm just going to quickly do this and I will be right back. So you may have noticed in the creative world I had some lanterns hanging down with iron bars. I have changed that to white glass to match the roof, and I want your guys' feedback on this because I quite like it open with nothing on the ceiling. So if you guys have the time after this video, I would really appreciate it if you could go down into the comments and either say keep the lanterns or scrap the lanterns. What do you think? I would really appreciate your feedback before next episode. However, unfortunately guys, that is where we are going to be ending this one off today. I know this one came out a bit late, and I know we didn't get quite as much done as we planned, but I would still say this was quite a cool episode, and I certainly had fun recording it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.